Good morning, everybody. So today, it's a beautiful day. I think it's supposed to get up to about 70 degrees. And the first thing I gotta do is start tilling the high tunnels. As you've seen in my previous video, I got them all prepared with the potash and the nitrogen. There's a little more moisture in there than I would like, but I still think it'll be okay. So I'm gonna head in there now and we'll get started. So the pulley happened to break. Well, it didn't actually break, but it wasn't catching. So my pap ended up taking the cover off so that he could turn this and get it to catch. Like, it's supposed to catch just like that. So anyway, there's no pulley on there. So what we did was kind of had some redneck ingenuity, and my pap got just the string, tied a knot in it, and now I can just wind it like that, and then I can pull it. So let me put the camera down here and I will demonstrate. Close. There she be. On the far side here, where the whole greenhouse kind of slopes like this. And so this is where the water comes in. It's way too wet. I just won't be able to till this today. I'll try it, but I don't think I'm going to. I mean, it's already sticking my fingers just touching it. But down here is a lot better. So I'm a little over halfway done, and it's pretty rough. Let's look at my sunglasses on here. It's pretty rough because the ground is actually perfect moisture. But with all this manure that I put in, and then after the sun dried it out and made it pretty hard, it's really wanting to get clogged up under there, and I'm having kind of a pretty difficult time tilling it up. And you can see even here, after I went through, there's still some decent chunks. But I am going to go through and till this again, and hopefully there is a lot that's underneath the soil you're not even seeing, because like you can see it here that I haven't tilled yet, and then you can see it there. It looks like there's about half as much, so hopefully there's still quite a bit underneath the soil, and that's going to break down and put good nutrients in. The upper high tunnel is done now. It looks pretty good. It was kind of wet in some spots, you can see here, where it's pretty cakey, but other than that, it was really nice. Kind of about perfect, just like I said on the edges, was a little wet. But so now we'll let this sit for probably about 3-4 days, maybe a week. Then we'll go back through, mark out our rows, exactly where our 6 rows that we're gonna plant tomatoes are gonna be in here, and then we'll till it again and lay our fabric, and it'll be time to plant tomatoes. Okay, so just got the lower high tunnel done. Really happy with it. Wish it had a little more moisture, but it'll be okay. Okay, so here we are now the next day. The other beautiful day, it's actually a little bit nicer than yesterday. My mom just got here with the truck. My dad had our big van down to the garage. We got a service, then he brought it back home, changed the oil. And so that still has a bunch of supplies on it from our greenhouse, so we can't use that to haul plants out to the market. So we're actually just gonna use the truck for now, but we have way too much to transplant today and no room at all to do it or to put stuff in here. So that's why we're just gonna take a couple truckloads out, and then hopefully we'll have just enough room to get whatever they want to transplant today down here so we can water it and it won't be in our walkway. So now over here is Pap and Kathy transplanting again. Pap's working on basil and Kathy's working on peppers. We start market in about not even 2 weeks, I don't think now. And a lot of the stuff is looking really nice and it's just about ready to go. You can see now we're having a couple more sunflowers come out and blossom. And then like these phlox over here are beautiful. They're definitely ready to go. Onions, now all these onions are for our field, but then these onions over here and chives, all of them are ready to go for market. We have a bunch of potted tomatoes down here. I'll show you. These zinnias are, you can see, they're just starting to pop open now, so they'll be ready to go. This one's actually really starting to come out. We have the fennel over here, which is starting to lay over a little bit. They need some water. And marigolds, all this stuff is just about ready to go, which is perfect because we don't really want it out in blossom yet, because like I said, we have another 2 weeks to market. So we're kind of about right on track where we want to be, and hopefully within those next 2 weeks everything will just about be open or will be open and people will start buying. So while mom's loading truck, I just got the hose. I'm gonna water in some of the stuff they just transplanted, like these giant Marconi right here, and then like I said, this fennel. It's definitely gonna need some water here. So I'll go around here, check everything, make sure nothing gets too dry, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just got done watering basically the whole greenhouse, but not everything, kind of just like spot watering. And then while I was doing that, obviously my Pap and Aunt Kathy down there are still transplanting. And my mom moved some of our daisies out here on the wagon. And we did put 2 trays, one of each kind of the heuchera, because all these are perennials, but we're not sure how these are gonna take the wind, the heuchera I mean. So kind of like an experiment, if they do well and they seem to be growing, then we will bring the rest of them out. That way we have more room for the stuff that can't be out there, like peppers and mostly all of the flowers that are just annuals. So that's gonna be an experiment. I got a little bit more watering to do. I just seen that these onions are starting to fold out just a little bit, and that's kind of an indication that these are getting a little bit dry. I did water those ones over there, and they're bigger. So I thought, you know, these ones might not need it yet, but obviously they do. So I'm gonna keep watering, and then we'll go over to the other greenhouse to see what Dad's up to.
If that thing's on or not.
So I went over and talked to Dad, and he was watering, but he told me we needed oats from the local ag store along with some calcium nitrate. So I'm on my way down there now because it's not going to be long. We're going to be planting them in the field. And so I thought this would be a good time to talk, you know, well, I got nothing better to do. And so anyway, this year is going to be the first year we are going to be doing a corn maze, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm basically doing it myself, obviously getting a lot of helpful hints and ideas from my parents and my girlfriend and my friends and stuff like that. But so the corn maze is gonna be about 8 acres big, and I've already got the design picked out. I have the guy that I'm gonna have do it. He's already scheduled. So once the corn gets about 2 foot high, he is going to be coming out and cutting the maize. And then it's up to me to get all my games around and get all my ideas and, you know, tickets and drinks and food vendors, all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be a pretty big deal. It's gonna be, I hope, a really fun time. I'm gonna try and make it fun for everyone from, you know, ages 3 to 70. So it's all gonna be, you know, handicap accessible, and it's also gonna be right next to the market at the golf course. So not only can they do the corn maze and have games and eat lots of food, there's also going to be the golf course and shuffleboard that they can do, and there'll be a kid hay bale maze. So I'm really excited. I've been planning this out for the past couple of months, but now it's finally all starting to come together. It's actually official now. Before we weren't exactly sure if it was going to happen, but now it is definitely going to happen. I already have the date scheduled that the guys come in, all that kind of stuff. So really excited. Hopefully, if any of you guys that are watching are anywhere in the area or can make it out, it's gonna be every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think from September 23rd it is to November 6th. So if you can make it out, if you can come, stop by, that would be awesome. I'd love to see us. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there all the time because I'm gonna be at markets 4 out of the 5 days of the week, and then on the weekends I'm gonna be packing loads to go to market again for the following week. So I'm gonna be out there as much as I can, but I'm hopefully gonna have a good crew of people to where, you know, they can handle it and run it without me being there, just kind of like my guidance if they need to give me a call or whatever. And so with that being said, even though I have all these ideas and I have a lot planned, I don't really have anything, you know, in the works yet for like all the games and everything I've planned. So rest assured, I will definitely bring my camera along as I'm building or doing whatever I'm doing out at that corn maze. I just got back to the farm and I've got my oats, my 3 bags of calcium nitrate. And so obviously they cannot sit out. I'm gonna open up the shed, the barn doors, and tuck these in here just because we don't really want to put them in our big shed and you get in the way, so. So the oats are in, barn work's done, time to head home. I'll catch you guys in the next one.